Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie and that's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. You been burgling hamburgers today or what?
Sure have been. I've been on a big streak with these nautical stripes lately. I was wearing a totally different nautical stripes t-shirt last
Very
week
handsome.
for two of our recaps. So I guess it's in. I'm going to be stealing burgers and going to the high seas.
Yeah, Ben is in
Thank you.
Maryland
So do you.
today. He's on the East Coast, so he's very East Coasty today. You look very handsome, Ben. You look like you fit right in with those little hobnobbers.
You know what? I have my eyes out and open for our Potomac cast, although I'm actually not even near Potomac. But I am here in Maryland, and I had some delicious crab over the weekend, and it's wonderful being here. It's very humid, very humid. I've gotten very spoiled with LA weather. Yeah. But you know what? I've had a wonderful time here. And thank you, Maryland, for being a wonderful state. To give an Academy Award acceptance speech to Maryland.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Maryland. I'd like to thank American Airlines for everything you guys have done. Everyone, welcome to the show. We are doing our first Amazon Live. Can you believe they're letting us on that? I can't. Is it going to be
so excited.
Insane? Probably. Yeah, it's going to be so weird. So come join us. We don't know what it's going to be like, but we're going to be on it. It's going to be this Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on Amazon Live. Check our socials right before, and we'll give better instructions. Once we figure it out, we'll let you figure it out. So join us. We're doing that. Otherwise, I think we're having a pretty normal week this week. I am in Angie K's sunglasses today because I got my eyes did last week.
Yeah.
And apparently I swell and bruise more than most, I found out.
Welcome to my life.
Are you
welcome
a
to my life?
bruiser?
Yeah, sure am. I'm a sweller and a bruiser. Well, technically, I have what's called light hemophilia. So I am bruising and I'm swelling like mad.
Well,
but so I get you.
Hemophilia. What do you think about that?
When I had my wisdom teeth taken out when I was 18, that's when this was discovered because my face swelled up and I looked like Jay Leno. I went to school and everyone called me Jay Leno, in fact. So we're like, something's going on here.
Jay Leno. I think a modern term would be a Real Housewife at a reunion because those, you swell up right before the reunion. You go get all your injections and all your dids done. So that's what's happened. It's episode 2, reunion episode 2 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ooh, what will happen? Will Shamia and Portia fight about stupid shit? Probably. Will Angela pull things out of a folder? Probably. I don't have
this episode I thought was much better than the first. Yeah. I thought this was much better than the first episode. You were very fortunate to not have to recap the first episode because the first episode they were like treading water. They didn't have Brit. They were just half the episode was Andy just being like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" Like there was nothing to talk about. But this episode, I felt like we got into some other stupid shit. But at least there was stuff to get into, you know?
Yeah. Why is Shamia dressed with a shoe tongue on her collar?
I know. That's such a good point.
Me crazy.
Dr. Scholl's.
Like a tennis shoe tongue. Yes. Or like a
because it's like sticking up from the bottom of the frame. It's like sticking up it just keeps on intruding. It's supposed to be, I think, like maybe a flower petal or a peacock feather, but it's like popping up through the bottom of the frame and it's just like wiggling every time she gets mad. It's very distracting.
It's just so bad. It's just a shoe tongue. It's a shoe tongue. And then they have that whole segment like, Shamia's so rich. She's rich. Look at Sterling Hall. Look at the chandeliers. Look at your shoe tongue hanging off your dress. You are too rich to be dressed like that. Why?
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a lot of questionable looks. I mean, Phaedra's earrings really still continue to
Phaedra looks
puzzle
crazy.
me.
Yeah, she looks like 2 door knockers. She's got 2 door knockers as earrings, and yeah, she looks crazy. But you know, I will say Phaedra did a great job. I mean, I think she comes in here and she filmed 10 days. I think I heard like a little over
10 days, only 10 days.
And
she said it on the reunion.
Oh, she did say it.
I heard she did mention
my inside sources are watching the TV show. I'm like, my inside sources have told me. It was the TV show that told me.
Well, no, I mean, there was inside sources for a while, but then she sort of said it on last week's episode. But yeah, it's crazy. She was only on for 10 episodes, but she has taken over the reunion. Part of that is because we don't have Brit. But the other part is like Phaedra's a pro. You know,
Yeah.
she's like in the mix all of a sudden, right after only just 10 days of shooting. My question is, why didn't they add more days of shooting? Why didn't they extend the shooting schedule
why don't we
to
not
accommodate
suggest
more?
things like that? This season cannot handle more days of shooting. They barely made it through the season they had. They needed 9 less episodes, I think, on this season. That would have helped this season. We don't need more shooting. Okay, we need better shooting. Better shooting. So here we are, Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are starting with Angela accusing Phaedra of being behind the Marcus sitch. Oh my God. First of all, that guy is too thirsty to believe. I can't believe anybody is giving that guy any credence. Why are you listening to Marcus?
I mean, this guy's
full of shit.
100%. And Angela really going after Phaedra. I mean, I think that Angela's just trying to secure a storyline for the next season, right? She's like, I'll go after one of the big dogs. But Andy's like, Angela, why were you certain it was Phaedra that sent this man to the group? And she's like, well, Phaedra just wanted to secure her spot. And Phaedra's like, you don't remember Bravo came to me and begged me to be on this show. I'm not trying to secure my spot. Like, I am secure.
Yeah, and they give them like a couple year contracts, the big ones, you know? They're like, okay, we're going to guarantee that you're going to be on here at least 2 years. We won't make you look too stupid. So I think that's what she got.
Phaedra's a hot commodity. After the Traitors, like people want Phaedra. She's in commercials. Okay, no one else on this cast is in commercials. So yeah, I think her spot's secure.
From the Doritos commercial, please address her as such. You have some respect. So she's like, Andy agrees. He's like, yeah, it's kind of secure. NBC Uni spent a lot of money on Phaedra. Okay, and Angela's like, well. And Portia, what I found alarming about Portia is that she's so eager to believe Phaedra when Phaedra is a known liar. And Phaedra carried all this candy stuff and made Portia come out with it on TV. Portia should know, but Angela, we got to forget. I mean, you don't have to forget or forgive really anything, especially that candy situation. But it was so long ago and so much happens on these shows that's like, I felt like that was told in old newsreel footage at this point. It's like, are we watching Steamboat Willie? Why are you bringing that up? You're not even involved in that, Angela. My God, you were like 50 when that happened.
Yeah, but I actually liked her bringing that up because it needed to be addressed in some form. It just sort of was brushed under the rug. It's like, there was a big deal that happened between these two. So we should talk about that at some point. By the way, the air conditioner just came on right next to the microphone. Can you hear it? Is it disruptive to everyone's ears out there in podcast land, or is it okay?
I don't know. I don't hear it, but I think the sound of air conditioning in the summer, like reading what's going on across the country, I think that people are probably glad to hear the sound of air conditioning, you know? There's a lot of hot people
I have to say
to this right now.
It's an immersive podcast because now we get to know what it sounds like to be like right up against Angela's face while her fan is blowing. It's like the air conditioner knew we're talking about Angela's like, oh, you need to be cooled down right now.
I think we get to know what it sounds like inside Andy's head right now. Because that's what Andy's face looks like. Andy looks like they just dragged him out of the bed and just handed him some cards. He's like, no, please, not another one. Please,
I know.
Don't do this to me.
So many reunions. So Angela is basically like, yeah, you know, like, why are you so quick to believe her when she like threw you under the bus or the bridge? I think she says threw you under the bridge at one point. Or is that another reunion? It's hard to remember at this point. No, Jack said under the bridge on the Valley. There's a lot of metaphors that go around on Bravo. So Portia's like, well, I mean, I think I said that, like, I was thinking, everybody's thinking this whole thing is so silly, but like nothing about the guy and like what he says was looking real. So like the Junior, the Jibo, whoever he said, and just like Junebug, Junebug was just to protect his sister. I'm like, well, it's so much for that.
I was cracking up because then you hear someone just go, Junebug.
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 It's Portia, I think. I mean, Phaedra.
I
Junebug.
started cracking up. Junebug. So, so they're talking about Junebug now, and Angela's like, but the issue is real. Like, why is everybody saying this issue is real? Maybe the name's stupid, but the issue's real. And Portia's like, please, that man is lying, you know? And she's like, where's the lie? Where's the lie, Phaedra? Where's the lie? He lied multiple times. First he said it was someone who brought him. Then he said it was somebody else. Then you guys went and talked. You and Drew showed up to talk to him, and then he changed his story. I mean, the guy changes his story.
Yeah.
He's not a reliable witness, man. Okay,
he is not. This is. Yeah, the whole thing, the fact that he sort of just like showed up. Yeah, no, it's weird. No. So Phaedra's like, he doesn't know me. And Angela's like, yeah, but he knows your brother and he knows your sister. And Phaedra's like, well, just because someone knows my brother or sister, she's like, but he doesn't know anyone else. It's like, but I don't know everyone my brother knows. So Shamia's like, well, I think it would be kind of bogus.
Facebook friends? Have you been? Ever looked through your family's Facebook friends? If I were ever confronted with who my family is friends with on Facebook, I would have been canceled 90 years ago. You can't hold who people are Facebook friends with of your siblings against you. Are you? Is that allowed in the court of law? No.
I also think like who you're Facebook friends with, it doesn't even matter anymore. First of all, who cares about Facebook these days? I went onto Facebook the other day. I saw like 3 updates from friends, and they weren't even like close friends. It was like the random people who were like, everyone, I found the most beautiful caterpillar in my driveway today. And you're like, I don't even know who you are, why you're updating about this. And then the rest was just like suggested posts. It was like, here's a suggested post from the New York Jets. Here's one about a movie theater that was built in 1903 in Los Angeles. Here's one from like, everything is like I don't even know what the algorithm is doing anymore.
I love your algorithm because it's like somewhat intelligent. Mine is so stupid. It's all Love Island. It's like, here's the real reason Huda knows how to twerk, you know? And then it's a lot of...
I get that stuff too.
It's a lot of AI stories that are just made up. And then here's what Lala said about the Valley. For years, I have struggled in a war of conscience. And now I'm like, Lala would never speak like this. You guys are just making shit up now. Or they'll be like the little dolphin that saved the girl from a dinosaur. And it's a dolphin coming out of the ocean with a baby while a dinosaur swimming out. I'm like, this is all AI craziness. I don't even know how anybody is on there, except I'm on there all the time because I really like AI news. I mean, a dinosaur saving a baby, a dolphin saving a baby from a dinosaur. Actually, you know what? We should bring Facebook back. Make it more popular again. Yay, AI!
I have to say, I just went onto my Facebook to see if I could pull up something random. But I've actually, I was so mad that I went and I like closed all the things. And now my algorithm, I think I scared the algorithm straight for a moment. So right now it is actually serving me updates from friends. But again, the only people who are updating on Facebook are the people who are updating really lame stuff. Let's be honest. So
like if you watch one post, and
yet I go on it all day.
Like I watched one food post because they do like catchy food posts on there where they're like, we made a wedding cake out of potato chips. See how it happened. So I'll watch that, and now everything. It's like I put pasta on my table and poured boiling water on it, and then put some Doritos and pasta sauce. It's a delicious meal for my family. I'm shocked at what these trad wives are feeding their families, and I'm finding out on these Facebook posts. They're horrifying. They're horrifying.
Yeah.
Talk about children who swell up easily. Those kids have no hope. Okay, anyway, Facebook, good or bad? Discuss.
The point is, I mean, also let's not forget, Facebook is the same platform that suggests like David Geffen to us, and like Laura Dern, and like. Honestly, at this point, there are people on my Facebook I don't even know. Like, I'm not even going to talk about like my brother, who I don't know about my brother's friends. I don't even know about my friends on Facebook. There are people who are giving updates about like, this just in, had a wonderful brunch. I'm like, who are you? Why are my friends with you? How did you become my Facebook friend?
Yeah,
I just stopped accepting people.
Yeah. So
the point is,
Angela accuses
weak
Phaedra
defense.
of being weak defense. So Angela accuses
weak
Phaedra,
offense.
Just weak fence. It's a weak fence.
It's a weak fence.
So Angela's accusing Phaedra of being a self-producer. Angela, you've literally followed this restaurant man around, taken him to dinner, compiled evidence, brought him on camera. You are producing, ma'am. This is what producing is. And I'm not saying that Phaedra is not self-producing. I think they all do. As we find from their confession last week that they've been planning this alliance of the girls. That's what the fight is about today. This alliance and who's included. You're all self-producing. It's just you're getting caught, and you're bad. You're kind of bad at it. She's in. And I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, but she's like this season is what's happening to Katie. Katie's in her second season on Real Housewives of Orange County, and she's trying to play the game where she's like, they're doing this, so I'm going to go to these bloggers, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go to war. But they're taking it like way too far and too seriously. I think to be a good housewife, you have to have a little underhandedness and not get caught all the time in the producing. Don't you?
Yeah. And I think also the alliances are bad because the audiences can pick up on it, because the alliances mean that you're going to have inauthentic interactions because you're actually serving an ulterior motive. And we can always pick up on it versus the people who are just themselves. I mean, is it a coincidence that Angela is like the breakout star of the season and she wasn't in the alliance? Think about that. She just has to like navigate what the hell is like coming at her. And she's just like living in like what her emotional truth is versus, you know, maybe whatever like newbie alliance that they had, or even if alliance is too formal of a word, the point was that they were talking on the phone and saying, we got to stick together, anything like that. I think anytime you have those conversations, you're getting away from being authentic on these shows. And we as an audience are more sophisticated than these idiot reality stars realize. And we pick up on everything and we sense everything and we can tell when something's not working. And we may not even be able to always say why it's not working, but we know. And I will say almost always it's going to be because they are trying to control the narrative, self-produce, or do alliances. And that being said, I mean, Phaedra is like the queen of self-producing. And so it was kind of fun to see Angela accuse her of that, but it's not like any of this stuff with Marcus is really reeks of authenticity itself. But when she's like, Angela's like, yeah, you are a self-producer, just like you say you know Charles, right? And Phaedra's like, well, I said I've hung out with Charles on numerous occasions. She's like, you have? She's like, yeah, I mean, 10 years ago. She's like, oh, really? You've met him before? She's like, I have met Charles before, yes.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. So then we get into the whose room fight, which is my favorite. Like, what room did you know Charles in? Well, I know Charles in my room. Well, people in my room don't know you. Well, people in my room don't know you. Well, we're in different rooms. Oh, yeah? Well, what room are you in? Well, I'm in the library. Well, I'm in the study. Well, I hate studies. I couldn't tell. Well, really? A library is a study. Not my kind of study. Your people aren't in my study. I mean, it becomes like a fight about rooms, which I really liked. But as far as the Phaedra manipulating things, I like when they get caught when they're really doing it. You know, like they could have caught Vanderpump on so many things and they ended up catching her on something so flimsy and stupid. And I feel like that's what she's trying to do with Phaedra. Like there's better things to catch Phaedra on, like lie in wait.
Yeah.
Lie in wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, they get into the spat. Because Angela's like, my husband doesn't know who you are. And Phaedra's like, well, I don't know who you are. And she's like, well, I'm in the rooms. I'm in the rooms that you want to be in. And she's like, well, I'm in all the rooms I need to be in. And they have the room fight, as you mentioned.
The room fight.
And this goes on.
By the way, Charles barely knows who you are, Angela. Charles doesn't know anybody.
That's true, too. Charles doesn't know you, Angela.
Charles is not the kind to walk into the grocery store and know the name of the guy behind the meat counter. You know what I mean? He's like, just stop fucking talking to me.
Yeah, he's like, all I know is I've been cooking like 45 corns in the cobs and some Brussels sprouts, and this lady keeps hanging around. She says we're married. I don't know if it's true. I just got to keep cooking my corn.
He literally did, though. He literally did. Did you see that interview where they were like, so tell us about your relationship with Angela? He's like, well, we were in Vegas, and I think someone slipped something into my drink or something, because the next day we were getting married. I don't know how the hell that happened. That's what he said about Angela.
He's a real romantic
story. Yeah. So yeah, they get into the fight of Charles doesn't even know you, and Phaedra's like, well, I didn't even say I know him well. I just like I know that I've been around him. And she's like, oh, so you're breaking into rooms now? She's like, oh, so now I'm a robber.
Because you don't have tickets to the rooms. So she's like, you're a liar, not a robber. You're a liar. That's what you are. You're a liar. Phaedra's like, okay, but you know what? Andy, can I use your phone? He's like, all right, hold on. Let me just erase this Grindr app right here. And here you go. Okay. So Phaedra's like, okay, I'm going to call my brother. So she calls her brother and she's like, okay, Jacques, it's Phaedra. We're at the reunion. You're being recorded. You're on speakerphone, so don't say anything wild. You know the drill. We always said this day would come. So you just follow along. Okay. It has come up about the whole person who accused Angela's husband of having an affair. She says the reason I know him and meet him is because you went to school with some woman named Kim Bleep. Do you know Kim Bleep?
I'm sorry, but I'm finally on speakerphone on national television. I'm going to get a little Phil Collins in there. Against all odds with you. If I was that brother, I would have taken my moment. Why isn't he karaokeing?
I don't know. I would have 100%. And against all odds, what a great choice.
Yeah, and I
take a look at me now.
Take a look at me now. Why are we talking to the brother? The phone call should be to Junebug. You have one call available.
Why are we not calling Junebug?
Or it's Junebug.
Why are we not calling Marcus at least? You know? Oh man, I would love the idea of doing a Phil Collins audition at the reunion. You know what I would do when it's time to hang up with me? I go, Phaedra, don't lose my number. Cause I'd do all the hits. I would cram them all in.
I don't even know enough Phil Collins, but I think if I ever had a chance like that on speakerphone, I would do something like that's problematic now, but you've never really thought about it. Like this song. Get out of my dreams and into my car. That song's so fucking creepy. Why do they even still play that on the radio? That is human trafficking. See something, say something.
You know what? I really am sad that when they previewed next week's reunion episode, they didn't have Jacques on screen going, one more night. Give me just one more night.
One more night. I can't wait forever.
Beautiful song. So beautiful. I'll go through all the hits. I'll come up with a pun for every single one of those Phil Collins songs. If you think I don't have serious hits, ... live, you are sadly mistaken. It's a great album.
Oh, I know you do. I know that's your ring. That's your.
Ooh, I love that album.
The Phil Collins.
Phil Collins live? I mean, hello. This is the dream.
Those electric drums. Okay, so Jacques is being questioned.
Is it like Kathy McKeeley singing them?
So Jacques is being grilled, and Phaedra's like, she said that you're friends on Facebook with someone named Kim Fuckface. I don't know. It was a bleep, so I can only assume it was Kim Fuckface.
I want to know who Kim is.
He's like, I don't know Kim Fuckface, and she's like, oh well, really? Oh, you know him on Facebook? You know her on Facebook? It's Kim Fuckface. He's like, I don't know Kim Fuckface, and he's like, I never even heard of a Kim Fuckface. And so Andy's like,
he's like, I'm friends with them.
Are you saying they're Facebook friends? Andy, go back to bed. Just go back to bed, Andy. Yes, they're saying they're Facebook friends. Did you not catch our 20 minutes of Facebook discussions?
Jacques is like, I don't know, I'm Facebook friends with 1,000,001 people. There's one gay guy on here named Ben Mandler who keeps posting about food. I mean, I don't know who this guy is.
If I have to hear about one more fucking Wordle from this Molly Baz loving queen.
Stop playing Wordle, by the way.
Why?
Once I hit the highs. Because I found that once I finally hit my got on the first one finally by using my same word for 2.5 or 3 years. I don't know. I just felt like the joy was gone. I just am not motivated to play Wordle anymore. I climbed my peak.
You heard it here first. The day Ben finally agreed with me. Wordle, joyless.
When I think about Wordle, I think, you have no right to ask me how I feel. You have no right to treat me so kind. Separate lives, me and Wordle.
Well, she said you're Facebook friends and that she's from Athens. He's like, well, I'm Facebook friends with so many fuck faces. I don't even know who's in that family anymore. But you went to high school together. He's like, I don't know Kim Fuckface. And she's like, goodbye, Jacques. Click.
Case closed. So Angela's like, it's okay, it's your brother. I mean, he's gonna back you up, just like you sent someone up to me to say, I'm Bleep who has the hands. And everyone's like, what? Is this Jewel? Was it Leanne Lockins?
Yeah, it was Leanne Locken. I'm just here to deliver a message. I have hands,
and I know how to use them, even if they are just hands. So
Phaedra deliver that message. Hi, Phaedra sent me. She just wanted me to let you know I have hands. Okay, I have them.
I have hands. So Phaedra's like, I was sending you someone, a task rabbit, to help you out build your chair. He said he's got hands. It was a threat.
Andy's like, what does that mean, the hands? And Angela's like, oh yeah, well, we were at the Hawks game, and a young lady who was with Phaedra walked up to me and said, hi, I'm Cockface. I'm the one with hands.
But as it turns out, this person did have enormous hands that everyone was looking at. I was like, well, She's like, no, honestly, if you want a photo, I'm down. I'm totally not.
Like
or maybe she was just selling foam fingers.
Like, hi, I'm Ronnie. I'm the one with the hands. Look at these hands. They're huge. They're huge.
Imagine if it was just like a vendor who's. It was just a vendor who's like, hey, I'm fuckface. I got the hands. You said you wanted a foam finger. I got a bunch here. You want some? You want a hand?
So Angela explains that's a threat. I guess like throwing hands or whatever. So Phaedra's like, you wait. So now you're trying to say that I had someone named Cockface come to threaten you? And Drew's like, that's a threat. That's a threat, you guys. It's a threat. And she's like, okay, but then
Drew.
if you thought I was threatening you, then why wouldn't you mention that? And she goes, why would I? Angela, you have a folder of Facebook posts behind you. Of course you would mention it if somebody threatened you. Right.
Well, maybe she was thinking I'm not going to mention it because I was threatened. But then she mentioned it anyway. So then Phaedra's like, why would you do that? And Andrew's like, I don't move like that, Phaedra. Check the people in your circle. And he's like, okay, so cocksucker said I got hands to her. That's what, hands to her, hands on her, hands for her. What's going on with the hands here? And Phaedra's like, I mean, I've never heard of this before, ever. I'm like, well, yeah. I don't know if I believe Phaedra either, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't believe any of this because it all sounds too crazy to me. Because if you're at a game, okay, you're like, okay, there's my friend over there. She's a real bitch. Okay, I'm gonna go over there. Hi, I'm friends with Phaedra. I have hands. What the fuck what kind of friends do you have? That's a terrible friend. That didn't threaten anybody. I would go over there and say, you ever want to eat popcorn in this stadium again? You watch your fucking mouth against my friend. I know the hot dog steamer here, and I'll have you cut off in a fucking heartbeat, man. Do you understand me? Do you ever want a big gulp full of Dr. Pepper again? Then you better rethink how you talk to my friend. Hot dog steamer. That's right, David Fuckface. Come over here. He's related to Kim. You ever heard of him? Come here. Yeah, hot dog. Don't give one to this lady or her husband.
Those hands may have an invisible touch. Phil Collins. So Andy is, what if the hands were just like one of her allies from the Traitors? What if it's just Kate Chastain? Hi, I'm Kate. I've got hands. And you're stupid. There. You got hit by my hand. My hand is my wit. Bye.
So Andy's like, so Drew, you were at the interrogation. Do you believe that Phaedra did it? And she's like, well, Marcus seemed pretty scared, Andy. He seemed very scared. He did not seem scared. That man was tap dancing around auditioning. How did the man seem scared when he showed up at a Sur la Table event? What was the event? What was it? It
was a waffle battle between Charles and Kelly at a Williams Sonoma.
At a Williams Sonoma, right. So it was a Williams. He showed up. He broke through security or whatever at this Williams Sonoma to come be on camera, and then when he didn't get his chance, turned a whole toast into it. So this man was not scared. Can we stop?
He was not scared. He was only scared after Charles walked up to him and was like, "Get the fuck out of my event." And Angela's like, "No, I gotta shoot a scene with him. No, he gets to stay." So then he was like rattled, and they had to like coax him out with like a juice box or something. So Drew was like, I don't know where he came from, but she has hands, so I don't know. And Phaedra's very scary, and they reach very far, her hands. And he's like, okay, well, Cynthia, I don't know if you can move your mouth today. It seems a bit frozen, but do you think Phaedra was behind this? And Cynthia's like, well, first of all, I think Cynthia just had like fresh Botox or something, because that like she seemed pained to open up her mouth, and she's like, well, I think if Angela set this up, it will be the biggest heist of all time, because I still don't know who actually did it. I was just trying to make sense. Like, what is the why? Who is the when? Where is the how? Well, you just said everything. She was just trying to secure us out, so who knows?
Where to the who? Who to the why? Why to the where?
Which? Why
to the where?
Which? Quiznos.
So Portia's like, we need a motive. That's all we need. I need motive. And Cynthia's like, well, I thought her spot was secure. And Phaedra's like, it is very secure. This is all just crazy. So what did Kelly think? Who does Kelly think did it? I think that Kelly looks as guilty as anybody, because Kelty from
It was Kelty.
Not you.
It's our friend Kelty. Lady World. Oh my God. She was trying to draw publicity for Lady World.
The girl gang did it. The girl gang. So, Kelly, I think Kelly probably has more of a motive because it was her event. It was her party. She controlled the guest list and she had an alliance with the other girls. Angela wasn't in that alliance. So why isn't anybody questioning Kelly? I think Kelly gets away with a lot more than she should. That's all I'm saying. I think Kelly is a little shadier than people are giving her credit for.
She probably is. I think there are 3 suspects here. I think the most incriminating thing about Phaedra is that she knew exactly who this person was and knew exactly how to send Angela to him. But then again, production probably just told her. Then you have Kelly. It was Kelly's event, Kelly's guest list. How did he get in? So Kelly looks really bad. And then there's also, Kelly says she thought it was Britt. And, Britt isn't there to defend herself, which actually is an easy target, an easy fall girl for Kelly. But Britt is also the most vindictive of this entire bunch. So maybe it was Britt. But because I don't know what the motive would be for Kelly to go after Angela. Kelly and Angela don't really have much beef. They don't even seem to interact very much. Britt and Angela have more of a beef, though. And I don't know if Shamia's got other fish to fry. I mean, boring fish that sometimes sing.
Boring bass fish, like singing bass fish on walls in cabins, in dad cabins across America. But I think people, this is all obfuscation. Sorry. The real thing we should be wondering, listen, did you see the waiter on the TikTok, the waiter at Marcus's restaurant? First of all, I don't suggest you watch it. It's probably the longest TikTok I've ever watched. It was not, he needs brevity. Waiter, order this waiter some brevity. Okay. Not that I'm really one to talk.
Too many courses
I'm going to make this longer than the TikTok. but he got on there and he's like, let me tell you the real tea on what went down. I was like, could you speak faster? Because I'm exhausted already. So basically, he said he was the waiter. What's his buns did come in there with some beautiful woman, have lunch. Marcus made a big deal and started making calls. Okay, that was the long and the short of it. So Marcus did it. And also, this is getting away from the fact that Charles did show up at a restaurant with some beautiful woman. So if that's the fight, then have that be the fight. And I think Charles is allowed probably to show up at restaurants with beautiful women. Maybe it was his daughter. Maybe it was his sister.
Maybe it was his agent.
Kim Fuckface. I mean, who the fuck knows? Yeah. But Angela's made this now, so they're all fighting, and it's this big mystery, so people aren't worried about her husband. So is the person who's guilty really Angela? I mean, let's think about this. Who has the most to gain here?
Maybe Charles sent Marcus. Maybe Charles is like, I'm going to send Marcus. It'll drive a wedge, and I can finally leave this lady. It's driving me nuts. Who claims that she's my wife?
Maybe, yeah. So Kelly's
maybe
like,
it was Cynthia. Cynthia all along.
Oh, that would be good if it was Cynthia.
She's like Kaiser Soze. She like leaves the reunion with a limp, and then all of a sudden, like 10 feet away, she starts walking again. But then she starts limping again because she's like, actually, that really hurt. I forgot I have a real limp.
And Angela's like, well, you think it's Britt, but Britt said it was you because she said to check the person that wrote the guest list. And Kelly was like, well, it's definitely not me. And so Phaedra says, well, obviously there was a master list. Which made me think it was Phaedra again, because who says that there was a master list? Like, maybe we were all going off different lists, but there was one master list.
One list to rule them all. So Angela's like, so you admit somebody put him there, though? That's what you're saying. Somebody put him there. And she's like, stop putting words in my mouth. She's like, but you told me, you're the one who told me all the information about him. She goes, what information did I give to you aside from his name, his email, his social media, his address, and his place of work? I don't even know this person.
But I actually loved it because she goes, you gave me his name. And she goes, he introduced himself, Angela. Like, he literally came to the table and said, I'm Marcus from Chili's. Okay. She's like, well, then you knew where he worked and his name. She's like, he offered me an awesome blossom, Angela.
And he's like, all right, I want to move on because I'm bored with this. And I got a threatening message from someone who said they have hands, and it was not on my grinder. Okay. So I don't think we're going to solve this today.
By someone with a huge penis named Junebug. So, hey, at least I got something out of this.
So where do you stand with the ladies in the group, Angela? And she's like, well, I feel like there's still more issues that need to be ironed out, but I feel like we can move forward as a group. It's like, all right, great. Kelly's like, can I say something? When you made that comment of, me wishing bad on your marriage, I think you said it on the after show. And then we see Angela, talking on the after show saying, like, at the Bailey Q, that Kelly gave her a whole dissertation about how she and Charles are about to get a divorce and he has a side baby. And 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 Angela said, you're gonna end up like me, and I pray for you. I'm like, bitch. Or I guess Kelly said that to Angela. And Drew was like, who says that? So now back to the president. Kelly's like, I never said that. And I just want you to know, I never compared my marriage or your marriage to my marriage. I never, ever, ever did that. And there's honestly not even any footage that could even refute my point, which is a very solid point.
Got to. This moment that resonated with Angela, I just want to tell you, Angela, I have been you. I've been in your position, and I pray that you don't get to the position that I am in. Like literally comparing herself.
Literally says everything she denied she ever said. And just like, you gave a whole speech in front of everyone at the Bailey Q. And Kelly's like, well, I mean, so let me say this. If I said that, because I don't recall saying it. She's like, you said it. And I'm surprised no one backed her up. Like they were all there. She goes, well, it was in no way, shape, or form to disrespect your marriage. So if I said it, I apologize. It was only meant to show you that you have a very flimsy relationship with your husband, but not in a disrespectful way. That's all.
Yeah, that's kind of Kelly's MO. She says things and then she's like, what? No, I didn't. I never said that. And if I said it, I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to have fun. Like when I said, Portia, why'd you steal that man's husband? I was like, oh, wasn't this fun? It was fine. I was trying to be your friend. Portia.
And she's like, no, you definitely said it. She's like, well, I don't know. I could have been grilling hot dogs. Maybe I was distracted. And she's like, all right. Well,
I could have been grilling hot dogs on Cynthia's enormous sectional that nobody could escape that entire Bailey.
Ugh, I can't stand those Cynthia parties. It's humid in there. You can just tell it's humid in her house. And people are like, why is it so humid in here? And she goes, well, the air conditioner's on Fritz. I bet she always has her air conditioner on Fritz. I'm telling you this right now.
Really? I love that house. That's like my favorite housewives house, the lake house.
It's a nice house, but it's always too cramped for the parties. She always invites too many people for that house. They all have to cram onto that sectional, and then there's always too many people in the kitchen. You can just tell. It's just one of those houses.
Those are also when those open concept layouts don't really pay off when you're having a party, because then it's like the kitchen staff standing around staring at everybody fighting, and it's just weird.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a beautiful house. I'm just saying that every time she has a party, there's so many people there, and you just know it's a little bit more humid than you want. You never quite have the seating that you want. You have to eat food off of like a paper plate that's balanced on your knees, and things are falling, and there's probably some dog licking your calves. It's not my kind of party,
basically. So then Andy's like, okay, well, Flat from Bush says, Angela, you are a gorgeous woman. Well, goddamn, you're old. Why are you saying you're 43, you fucking liar? God, Angela's old, older than time. Angela, you are older than the word a minute. You are so old. Angela, oh my God, Methuselah. Hey, someone come get Methuselah again.
No, I'm not old. Here, hold on. Let me get my birth certificate. I made a copy of it with some carbon paper. Hold on 1 second. So she pulls.
Holy birth certificate of Mia, those feet. Those are some big feet. Those baby feet took up the entire birth certificate. Those are the biggest baby feet. Did you just get this birth certificate? Are those your adult feet? Those are huge.
Is that? I feel like I don't have feet on my birth certificate. I don't seem to remember there being feet on mine.
I do, complete with little webbed toes, like a little half duck, little chubby
cute.
half duck. Yeah, so I think those are adult feet. She's like, my name is Angela, and I have feet.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
All right, well, guess what? And who wants to know Angela's middle name? And Kelly goes, Renee. He's like, no, it's Dion. And everyone's like, oh, okay. I think we're all expecting something crazy, like, I don't know, Boutros Boutros-Ghali or something. It's like, Dion. I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, so then he reveals she was born in 1981. And he's like, Phaedra, you called Angela the oldest looking young woman you've ever seen. Would you care to comment? Have you seen Jessica Biel?
And Phaedra's like, well, I'd like to clarify that. That was after the whole allegations thing that I said that. And she's like, oh, really? Well, you came in the game looking old too. So if I look 53, you look 63. And Phaedra's like, okay, well, I guess I deserve that. Okay, add it up, do the math, whatever.
So she's like, whatever it is, just add 10, honey. So Angela's like, okay, Angela, Shamia really shaded your nose. She called it retro. She said it was a nose from the 90s. And Shamia's like, yeah, I definitely was being shady. And we see a flashback to her calling it like a Latoya nose. And Andy's like, what year was it from, by the way? And just like, oh, it was from 2017 because Charles got it. What is this question? When was your nose job? Do we have a...
It wouldn't be a reunion if Andy wasn't asking them about when parts of their bodies were inserted. You know, when'd you get those boobs? I love your boobs. When'd you get those?
What iOS is your nose running right now? Did you get the new model? No, it's 2017. You're due for an upgrade.
How many cameras does your BBL have? Tell me the truth. But I love that marking it like, oh, it's from 2017. I remember because Charles got it. So must have been in the Charles years. And so he's like, okay, well, Trini from Dad says, Angela, have you ever checked with your doctor lately that your hotness is not only because of your physical appearance, but you are in perimenopause? How come we call it perimenopause instead of premenopause? When did that happen?
I don't know.
Do you know the answer to that? Because all my friends are in peri, and I'm like, well, who's in pre? Is that a different thing? Is that like a different stage?
I wonder how Perry Gilpin feels about it. So Angela is like...
It's like the menopause where you start solving things. You're like, hey, wait a minute. Who drank milk out of the carton? Doom, 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 doom. Ding, 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 ding.
Are there any more famous Perrys after Perry Mason and Perry Gilpin? Wait, there's a Perry. Isn't there a singer? Isn't there an old standard singer, Perry Como?
Yeah,
that's
Perry
it.
Como. Yeah,
Perry Como, and that's it. That's all the Perrys.
Let's recap this over.
Commodore Perry.
Against all odds.
Perry Ellis.
So she's like, yes, I'm perimenopausal. And Phaedra's like,
day
nothing
Paradise. Oh, think twice. Just another day for you and me and perimenopause dice. Sorry, I had to get it out.
So they're all
to get the poison out.
They're all talking about their perimenopause, and Angela's like, oh, well, it can start at 36, you know, and now I'm starting a fan line. And it's called Fangy. So
everyone's like, oh, everyone applauds.
It's like, hey.
Fangy, I see what you did there. That was good.
Thank God. You found a way to enter the small fan market. Thank God. It's a really tough one to get into.
She's like, I was actually quite happy to meet someone with hands because that's exactly where my fan fits. So, yeah, she's going to be a real pioneer. I look forward to her on Shark Tank. Fans are a $2 billion industry.
So now there's talking about the rental properties. And she's like, what rental properties? I had to walk away. So I guess they sold them at a loss because I don't know what walk away means when you own all these properties. You can't just walk away. Did you give them to the bank? Did you sell them at a loss? Like what was? I need answers. I'm in this for the HGTV of it all. I really loved Angela for having all those houses she couldn't afford and being so honest about it. I really wanted to see that work.
Yeah, I really like that she didn't try to fake it with us and try to say, well, we just signed a deal. Because that's what Drew would have done. She would have been like, well, I'm happy to announce that Ralph and I have decided to take the houses off the market because we like them so much, we've decided to keep them. That's what she would say. And then the next day it'd be like, foreclosed. But Angela's like, yeah, no, these houses, they suck and they suck the life out of me. And it's so funny because she opened the season with like her whole thing was like, I'm in real estate and I know what I'm doing and I got my money by doing real estate and I'm on top of it. And she ended the season being like, I've got 4 houses I can't sell and they're in foreclosure. I'm done with it.
Well, it was a season where not a ton happened, but for Angela, it was like a speed season because multiple seasons were crammed in here. I mean, she's got the husband who visibly hates her. I mean, it usually takes a few years for that to gestate, you know, but that's here already. She had the real estate career that's already down the tubes. She's already in the like, you hired people to come after me. And she's already saying things like, well, we'll continue this next season. We have things to discuss still in my 10th season. I'm like, how many seasons have you been on here? You've lived a lot of life for a 1-season housewife.
She's like the Kimberly Akimbo of housewives. So Angela is like, then on top of that, Angela.
For those of you who don't know, that musical is about a little girl who ages very rapidly.
Maybe I should say the Jack.
That's funny because it's actually true, because that's her thing. Everybody's like, how in the world are you 43? She's bringing her birth certificate. I still don't.
So mean.
Well, it's not even like a criticism. I'm way older than that. I just don't. It seems like you're clearly lying about your age. Like Vanderpump. I'm sorry I'm bringing Vanderpump up again, but she's another one where it's like, what? Like, it's clearly not true, where she's like, I'm the same age as Brandy Glanville. You're like, wait a minute. I'm the same age as Portia, Kyle's daughter. Like,
Ma'am, no. So, but Angela does reveal that she lost her mom, which I did not know about, which is super sad. And she says that she came
sweet. And she had so much promise too. She was so funny and shady.
Yeah,
she was really good.
And I know that she had like a complicated relationship with her mother too. So I'm hoping that like she was able to find some sort of closure, because she said that she wanted to come onto the platform, basically the show, with her mom, and she wanted her mom to be able to share her story because her mom had bipolar disorder, and so she misses her mom. And it's really sad, and everyone really supports her. So Andy's like, all right, well, Big Hands from Westchester, New York said, Angela, do you feel like Drew had your back the way you had hers? There's only one right answer, and the answer is no, because at the Bailey Q, she left you hanging while you were battling all the girls and was singing old spirituals in her confessional. And we cut to Drew be like, So Angela's like, no, I did not feel
badly singing spiritual. I was like, when they showed that clip, I was like, ouch, oh God. Surely they'll play that again when they show Drew dissing Shamia singing. But they didn't, which I think production likes Drew.
They maybe.
Because they couldn't use that.
I don't have a hot take on that. I'm like, does production like Drew? Does production not like Drew? She gives them a lot of stuff to work with, so I think they might like her for that. So
Angela's
they probably
not
like her.
into it. She's not into Drew. She's like, Drew didn't have my back, and Drew's like, yes, I did. I even tried to get Marcus to do whatever for you, and I was there with you. And she's like, until the end. And she's like, well, but you guys are accusing me of leaving, during that Marcus confrontation. But I was trying to find Marcus to come back and have the confrontation. That's why I left.
No, the point, I think that Angela's saying that, and we have to go back and look at the tape, but Angela's saying that once they brought Marcus to the group, that Drew disappeared. And like when Marcus was saying it was Phaedra, that like Angela was the one who had to stand there and be like, see everyone? He said it was Phaedra, and like Drew was nowhere to be found to be like, yeah, I was there. This is what he said, and he seemed scared, and it seemed like very true. Everything he said, it all comes like Drew left Angela hanging on this whole thing completely. Even in the last even earlier in this segment, when Angela was saying all this stuff, Drew could have been like, we were both there. We looked at the text messages. We heard he was telling the truth. Drew was silent. She let Angela just die on this hill.
Yeah. So Cynthia's like, yes, Angela, you rode for Drew. And she didn't ride for you. There was the who's to the where. That's my question. What is the whiz? Whiz is the what? Who's the who? Do you understand me? Like, not really.
Drew was like, I do not. Drew's like, well, we're building a genuine friendship, and it felt like I didn't have your back. Which, by the way, you're building. Oh, so now you don't even have the genuine friendship. You're just building it now, because when she came onto the season, it was that you guys did have a genuine friendship, and Angela was like right out of the gate defending Drew with people she didn't even know out of loyalty to Drew. And now Drew is suddenly saying that they're building a genuine friendship. And she goes, and if you felt like I didn't have your back, I apologize. I couldn't show up for you in the capacity in which I would love to, because, well, I'll be honest, I left something downstairs in the basement and Ralph would not open up that door. And I just was delayed. I couldn't show up literally because I didn't have my car keys to show up.
So then Shamia's like, well, can I just say that I don't want you to think that this is me defending Portia again. But why is it okay for you to excuse away not supporting Angela because of what you're going through? But when it came down to me and Portia, you guys picked it apart and talked about how lopsided. Shamia, this is nothing.
I liked
nothing
this,
to do with that. It made me crazy because it's not like that. It's not the same thing, and I don't want to talk about your relationship with Portia anymore. It's so boring. It's why are you trying to turn it back to that? We're finally having fun.
I mean, that's fair. I don't really care too much about Shamia and Portia terribly, and she did just wedge something in. But I do love when people force Drew to confront her own hypocrisy. And basically she's saying, when Portia didn't have the energy, like you made it seem like I was in I was in this lopsided friendship because I was always defending Portia and she didn't defend me, and you were trying to stir something up, look how bad it is. But when you're in a lopsided friendship with Angela, you're just like, well, I'm going through a lot, so that's how it was. And I liked Shamia just using this to put Drew on the defense, because Drew's full of so much shit, and I don't like it when she just says her bullshit and just thinks she can get away with it. So I was like, I'm happy for Shamia to step in right now, even if it is extremely self-serving and she's trying to pivot away into her conversation.
Yeah. So Drew's like, oh, God, please. No one was trying to pick it apart. She's like, yes, it did. And then the questions came. And she's like, oh, God, now you're going to open a can of worms, Shamia. You don't want to open this can of worms. And she's like, oh, really? Well, then I'll own my part. She goes, well, what part are you going to own? And then she's like, you be quiet. There was definitely questions. And Drew's like, girl, don't lie in my face. I'm not going to let you lie in my face. Right after this commercial break, I'm going to expose all the lies that you've told me. And Shamia's like, oh, really? Then expose the lies. And she goes, I'm going to right after this Phaedra Doritos commercial. So we do that, and then we come back, and she's like, so there. Okay, let's move on. I was like, where were the lies? What was this? You had a full commercial break. I got no lies.
No lies.
I felt very ripped off by that whole segment.
Andy's like, all right, let's talk about something else. Phaedra, why did you choose to come to this reunion and skip out on Married to Medicine? And Phaedra's like, well, I had no... They didn't want me there, and you have to remember, I was coming off the high of Traitors, a much more popular show, and I'm only going to go to reunions of highly rated Bravo shows at the moment. Although, actually, Married to Medicine is very highly rated. But I think she was like, I want to be
this one, tier. I think Married
is it really beating this one
now? Yeah, I think it's higher rated than this
People
show.
really love Dr. Simone giving group therapy on a Caribbean beach.
Sisters! We are sisters. This is a sisterhood.
I mean, gotta love it. Same storyline every single season. But
that show makes me laugh. This shit's funny. This season was especially good with Quad's new man going after Dr. Gregory
King.
on the beach. Yeah, King.
I like that. Dr. Gregory is trying to do a push-up competition with an actual ex-NFL player.
And Dr. Gregory's song that he wrote, I'm a man.
Which, let's not forget Scott's original song that he started the season with. There's a lot of... It actually was a pretty funny season. The point is, Phaedra's like, I did not... They didn't want me. I didn't like them. They tried to be messy with me, and if I'm going to be messy, I better be doing it on a Real Housewives franchise. So that's why I am here.
Yeah. So then we move into a silly segment about Kelly's nicknames from Portia. Strawberry Shortcake and a Garden Gnome and Tinkerbell and all that good stuff. And Kelly's like, well, I'm a fabulous garden gnome, the most fashionable garden gnome. So I guess it worked out for me.
And he's like, all right, well, Phaedra, you took kind of a big sister role after rooming with Britt and Grenada. Why did you feel like she needed that? And Phaedra's like, well, I saw that she was self-sabotaging on the trip, and so I saw that she was kind of, making enemies, and the producer said, someone's got to talk to her, so could you do it? I was like, okay, sure. So
Andy,
Portia's
we're at a restaurant, and you look at that poster of a person choking and somebody coming behind to help. There isn't a face on that choking person. You save whoever it is. She was choking, and I helped her. I squeezed until a tiny piece of meatball flew out of her mouth, Andy. You're welcome, Britt. Wherever you are, you're welcome.
They are literally acting like Phaedra was the therapist in Good Will Hunting. It's like, all it was a conversation in a car where she's like, if you want respect, you got to show respect. If you want people to invite you to places, you got to invite them first to your place. You remember, you're the newbie here, and these people have all been around for a long time, so don't act so entitled. It was just a quick, pretty basic, piece of advice, and they're like, wow.
It was basically like Stand and Deliver, but Edward James almost just stood up and he was like, here's what you need, kids. Charcuterie. Charcuterie. The end.
He was like that Michelle Pfeiffer movie.
Oscar.
So Portia's like,
Yeah, because like Nene off camera gave me that advice, but like that was the first time I saw that advice on camera, to help somebody not crash out, who's clearly crashing out.
I'm like, did that stop Britt from crashing out? Because
Or Portia.
pretty
How many
sure,
times has
yeah.
Portia been fired for literally beating people up on this show? I think that advice didn't really work for either one of you.
I'm not sure Atlanta is the show where we've seen people hold back from crashing out. It's just not really part of the show's DNA. So Kelly,
So they're basically talking about trying to help Britt, and then Shamia's like, well, but she had everything to say ill about you, and I defended you, and here you are trying to help her, and you're coming for me. And she said, as soon as Phaedra comes at you sideways, I'm going to give it to her ass, because I'm always on the phone with her and in the public seat. And I said, well, Phaedra and I are in a good place, and whatever happened between me and Phaedra happened years ago, so I don't need you to. So I saved you from Britt, and meanwhile, you're saving Britt from everybody else, so I just don't get it.
at which point all of the viewing audience was like, what happened with Phaedra and Shamia? Did they have something happened? So Phaedra's like, well, at the end of the day, you get nothing for nothing. And you will have experiences with everybody in this group, but what I've seen is a lot of people making strong conclusions about people based on one experience, So you make up a rumor about a sex dungeon and accuse other people of, drugging other people and having sex. Just one experience. Don't make these big accusations. And Angela's like, is that directed towards me? And she's like, well, it could be. Yeah, that too. It could be that too. Phaedra's like, what I'm saying is, we did have a bad experience, but even after all that, when I reached out to you and when I heard your mama was dying, I hope you know that was real when I reached out to you. And she's like, well, I hope it was. And she's like, well, no, it was. Like, we'll be petty, we'll be shady, and that's fine. But like, life is too short to lose a friendship over absolutely nothing. Because you're here today, gone tomorrow, especially if you mess with Cockface with the hands, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're here today, you're gone tomorrow. And when you are gone, I hope your family calls Phaedra and Phaedra Funeral Parlor to bury you for good. No one will send you off as gloriously as me. Thank you.
Precisely.
Ground, I'd just like to say, charcuterie. Go forth. Go forth.
Hey everyone, this is the end of part 1 of this recap. For part 2, keep an eye on your podcast feed. It is coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the second half.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Otto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela Etchells.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B. Que sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
Darn Skippy, it's Tippy.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs. It's our queen, it's Queen Laifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Mannock's door. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Tellefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Please don't stop, it's Soli and Pop. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.